And would you look at that? The FA20 is solidly mounted into the BRZ, and we are one step closer to getting Drift Dad's BRZ running. We worked on it periodically throughout the week. We put a new friction disc in since it's still an OEM clutch. We put new gaskets on for the timing chain cover. What else did we do?
Plate on.
What plate?
The plate that we broke.
What plate did we break?
This plate right here. Would you forget already?
You mean...
The one that just kind of snapped off by itself.
You mean the cam cap?
Cam cap plate, is that what that is? Well, it's a plate, right?
Essentially.
Yeah.
And besides that, I know there was a couple other things I'm just forgetting in the moment. We do have to put all of the accessories back on, the alternator, the AC compressor. We're gonna have to go through the trouble of recharging that whole thing. Oh, and I just suddenly remembered what else we did. Swapped out the old intake manifold that's not cracked and the injectors as well, because we don't know if we were having an injector issue. So 2015 injectors, 2015 engine, in a 2013 BRZ. What we have to do now is just get everything back in and then start her up.
I'm gonna find something to speedy fix before we finish this job.
Didn't you already?
Oh yeah, I did one thing.
Your little engine cover? Why isn't your little speedy fixed engine cover on?
We aren't ready to put it on yet, are we?
You can if you want.
All right. Look at that.
So what exactly did you speedy fix?
I speedy fixed that piece right there. Notorious for breaking in these cars. Look at that. It's solid. I could lift up a concrete block that's 500 pounds with that.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, that's what, you look at the commercial.
I almost feel like that's something we should do after we know that it's running perfectly and not blown up.
Well, you were pretty confident earlier. Come on.
I am. I still am.
Man.
I still am.
Confident earlier.
We'll be fine. Slowly but surely making progress. Drift Dad has the compressor and alternator on. I'm about to throw the header in. Did make the executive decision to yank off the aftermarket overpipe that was on the header and put on the stock without the heat shield. The heat shield makes it really annoying to maneuver in and out of the car. And you can see the size difference for why people like to do this mod. There is a weird kink on the bottom of this pipe, a little dent. I think that comes from the factory. Another one on this side here. And compared to the aftermarket, this is what, the Motive Concepts? Yeah, overpipe, no weird bends, nice welds, worth a nice what, I think 200 bucks now? All right, it's the next morning. Everything is hooked up, ready to turn over. What are you making that face for? You nervous?
Yeah.
I got fresh 0W20 in the engine, new oil filter, trans fluids in, coolant just needs to be bled. One thing that we want to do before we turn the car on is to prime the engine. It's been sitting for Lord knows how long with no oil, so we don't want to damage anything, so we'll go ahead and prime it. I read online that all you have to do is just hold in the clutch and gas pedal at the same time and then start the car. And that will keep it from applying fuel and spark. I don't know. So we'll go ahead and try that.
All right, here we go.
Well, this is just a prime.
Yeah, it's a prime, but...
Should be primed.
All right, let's do it. What's that knocking? You don't hear that knocking? Uh-oh, what was that? Do we high five now, or do we high five after we take it out for a drive and it locks up?
I don't know, it just seems like it's shaking a lot.
It does seem like it's shaking a lot, doesn't it? Is that oil, residual oil, just burning off the engine?
Probably.
Oh, no. We got a leak. We got a major leak, oil or water leak.
Water leak?
Yep. We got a major water leak right here, right there. See it?
All right, plucked the fuel rail off, and it looks like this injector here, I think for what that's cylinder 1, 2, 3, was not seated properly. It is interesting to note that cylinder 3 is what went bad on the OEM engine. We think it might have hydrolocked and then bent a rod. And by the looks of it, am I missing a gasket here? I think I may be. I took a look at the cracked manifold, and I stole this gasket out of the injector plug that I think is missing on that manifold. Let me just make sure I got orientation right, and we'll drop it into this engine. There we go. Everything's back in. Attempt number 2. This time I'll look after the engine to make sure nothing's leaking. Let's see. I think we're in business, boys. We let the BRZ idle for about 5 minutes. We bled the coolant system. Think she's good to go. We just got to get this hood on. If you guys are new to the channel, or if you don't remember, Drift Dad, when he went out of town for business, he parked the car outside at the airport. A hailstorm came through and dented up his old hood. So I was able to source him a new one. There is a funny little weird design, like a flower underneath of it. So Drift Dad can be all pretty riding around town. But you know what's not pretty? Smoking. And you shouldn't smoke, sir.
I ain't smoking.
I don't know. We need, guys, I need you to harp on Drift
They
Dad.
already harp on me all the time.
Well, you need to stop.
Yeah, when I retire, then it's going to be done.
How about this? Smoke tires, not cigarettes.
Tire smoke is probably no better for you.
Probably, but you get the point. Shame on you for smoking, though. So yeah, I don't really understand what this is. One of you guys might know. Actually, if you do want to cover it up, I think your old hood has the, not like a heat shield, but it's like a padding that goes up here to keep heat from radiating onto the hood. So we could always cover it up.
Yeah, I don't see it. The hood's down. Perfect, right?
I suppose. Are you ready to take the car out on its maiden voyage?
Are you sure we don't need to have me follow you in the truck?
Nah.
If we get stranded, what do we do?
We'll take an Uber.
Oh yeah, okay.
It's riding the clutch there,
yeah,
huh?
I haven't driven this thing in a while.
Impressions?
Feels normal. Surprise, surprise.
So we did it right.
I think it's a little premature to say that, right?
I suppose.
I mean, let's maybe drive it for a month, see what happens.
So there you have it. After 7 months of sitting in the garage, the BRZ is now daily drivable.
Hard to believe, 7 months. We are just like not only garbage mechanics, but
slackers.
slacking garbage mechanics.
But I'm happy because, you know, you've been daily driving your FJ, that gas guzzling beast.
Yeah.
Now you have something that, I think these things get upwards of 28 miles per gallon.
Depends on how you drive them, right?
Me, 18 miles per gallon.
Yeah,
You,
exactly.
28.
No, me 32.
32, okay. So yeah, there was quite a bit that we might have left out as far as installing everything, you know, making sure that the ground strap, we did forget that initially, making sure that was buttoned down. But everything else is pretty good. I think you have another 50-something thousand miles out of this thing before you need to address any other engine problems.
I hope so.
Now, you should hope for 100,000.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
So there you have it. The BRZ is done. On to lots of other projects that we have slated. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give us a thumbs up for Drift Dad to stop smoking and to enjoy and hopefully drift his BRZ.
Get 100,000 subs and we'll talk about the smoking.
Let's make it happen, boys. So I hope you guys have an awesome day, and Drift Dad and I will see you next time. Peace.